So did y'all see this week, Iggy Azalea and Snoop got into it over the most sort of random situation ever. Random. But he put up a photo of her, not of her, of what she could look like without makeup, which was like an albino black woman with straight back cornrows for whatever reason. He said that, and then, she got mad, was just like, you sent paparazzi to snap pictures of us together, why are you out here fronting, basically called him an asshole. And then he came back to her and called her a wannabe black bitch. I'm just curious, like, where this came from to begin. Like, do y'all think it was fabricated? Like, I don't know, it's the most random story.
I think social media is really, especially Instagram, is really big on silly memes. You look at them, you chuckle, you keep it moving. Everybody does it, but I guess when you're like a notable figure and you have all these followers, it becomes a problem. And she got mad and flipped out. Yeah. I think he went overboard when he started calling her a B and all of that stuff. He was very disrespectful. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel more concerned about the real person in the picture.
That's what somebody else said, like, and now she's gonna sue him. And he's gonna be looking crazy.
The reality of the fact that it's like, celebrities handle too many things on social media now. It's like if she had a problem with the image, obviously he didn't make the meme. He posted it, which was, that's bogus. But I feel like that's something, if you know T.I. and T.I. knows Snoop, somebody call somebody and figure that out instead of being like, I just wouldn't believe you would act like such an ass, like to your thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. But then you feel like a punk if you don't
verbally say something. I feel like I got to let it be known that I addressed it.
But then she wasn't ready for what came with it. So that's what I'm saying. If you're not a real G about it, then just go and handle it like a real adult and just be like, hey, I don't understand what that's about. And then he probably would have apologized to her, or whatever. And he probably wouldn't have done it again. But to be out here like trying to find a way to make this 40-something-year-old man look like he's a thirsty fan on the low, like, but you were sending people to get my autograph.
I was like, that could go real left.
That's probably why he went all West Coast on her, talking crazy. But I was so disappointed in him. Don't be out here calling these people cunts, bitches, and hoes. Yeah. Because she had the right to be offended by whatever you posted.
Absolutely. Yeah. What do y'all also think then with social media with Chris Brown this week? Did y'all see him, talking about the Ebola crisis and basically saying that it's a method of population control?
I don't think he was wrong. I just think social media is a big responsibility and we're all not ready for it. Because I feel like even everyday people, like there are certain things that we think that you may want to tweet and you may want to put on Facebook, but then you think twice about it and you're like, okay, maybe it's not the best idea, but it's like when you don't have that filter, you're just kind of like, right. And then you deal with the consequences later or whatever. And once you put it out there, especially somebody like Chris Brown, people tweet watch him all day. Yeah. Right. So it's like once you put it out there, you're gonna look like a punk if you take it back. So.
Right. And he left it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And it ain't like he was doing some research on something.
Okay.
Like he heard
you
somebody
informed.
Like, that probably is what it is. They're trying to get rid of us.
Anytime you start a tweet like, man, I don't know, but
exactly about something that serious, like just talk to Karuchi about that.
Right. Now, like I did some research, and all I'm gonna say is what y'all think is going on. Ain't really was, but to be out here like I don't know, it's popular. And I know there are a lot of black folks who agree with him, and that's good for y'all. But I don't agree with that.
So, did y'all also see this week, Phaedra went on Ellen, and she, I don't know what this was, her single coming out party or what, but she basically went on there, and of course Ellen's like, what's going on with your marriage? And, did you have any idea that Apollo was a con artist, which we all know she did when she married him. But, Phaedra's like, I'm a highly accomplished woman. I just got my 5th degree. I had no idea that these things were going on.
So did you have any idea?
I really didn't. I mean, I just got my 5th college degree. And so I am pretty much an overachiever. I have 2 very small children. I just stopped breastfeeding 3 months ago. And so I didn't have any idea that any of this was going on.
I'm sorry, what kind of wife is that you don't know what your husband is doing? Now, a lot of people don't know to an extent, but I don't see how he could be raking in all kind of fraudulent dollars and you have no clue.
Because every saint is a sinner and every sinner has a future.
Okay, Lauren.
Right, you sound like Phaedra.
That's what she said.
I can't with that.
I mean, like, as in terms of like foolishness, I love Phaedra because she just provides so much foolishness. But at the same time, I felt like her interview was very phony, and I kind of felt like she was pausing at certain, like when she stated that she received her 5th college degree, she paused to see if people were gonna clap.
Right, she was like, pause for audience reaction, and there was none.
Exactly,
right.
They did not clap. And then she also paused and she was like, and I just finished breastfeeding 3 months ago. It's like, while you were breastfeeding, you probably were like looking over your shoulder, seeing the nonsense that's going on with his operation. Like, there's no way. And he was always at home redecorating the house.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but that's just what we saw on the show.
Right. I'm on the fence about it because I feel like there are people who live separate lives and marriages, and I feel like, as from watching just the last season alone, they had so many issues where it was like, just even trying to get him to cooperate for like their son's, the youngest one's like birthday party was like just so much drama. Him leaving her, outside the hotel room by herself, locked out. Like, I just feel like for a while they probably have had really poor communication and been living separate lives.
And Phaedra does seem like she can be slightly emasculating.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So I'm not blaming her in any kind of way for what he's done, but I can I just
But
feel
he's
like
a baby.
I feel like the dynamic of their relationship is just really weird.
With somebody who already got, like, he's already on parole with a federal charge. Like, you know how hard it's gonna be for him to even get on your level. Like, then you should have been with somebody.
Maybe she thought she could change him.
Well, my theory was that Phaedra just wanted to get married and Phaedra just wanted kids, and Apollo was the nearest man, and
he looked good.
Right. So
he really didn't have nothing to offer.
Yeah,
that could be a case.
Well. So did y'all also see this story about this pastor who admitted that he is HIV positive? Actually, he has full-blown AIDS, I believe he found out, and had sex with several women in the church.
In the sanctuary, in the walls of the church. Maybe not the sanctuary, but inside the building.
Yes.
Yeah,
to
it's a
make
bad
matters
atmosphere.
worse. Exactly.
Ruining the atmosphere.
And now he won't step down. It's like, you got to go. I don't even understand how that's a choice he can make to not step down or not. But
what they gonna do?
Move the church house.
You can't pick up the church and just leave it. We're done with you.
Stop paying the bills on it.
Let the lights get cut off.
Right, let the get together. Right, and say, you got to go. I mean, also, I'm thinking he has to be facing some criminal charges.
No, I mean, transmitting a sexually transmitted disease in Alabama is a level C misdemeanor.
If you knowingly have it?
Yeah, it's not as big as remember the case in Atlanta. It's not that way. So, but he was mishandling funds, so that may be a thing.
Yeah.
But as far as they're trying, but I don't know if there's going to be anything that they could do.
That's ridiculous, because that's not just an STD. Like, I mean, you can live with HIV or AIDS, whatever, but
who
that
really ruins your life in a way.
That changes your life completely. So
anybody you meet, you
got
to be like,
more than, you have to take a pill for 7 days or some stuff. Like, come on, don't do that.
Yeah.
And there's no way I could sit in a pew and listen to you tell me anything.
So
foolishness.
I just want to know the women who are sleeping with him. If you have no incentive of being a first lady or church mother, whatever.
Church.
Whatever.
Right. I'm like, what is
whatever
this?
Other churches, churches have
First lady.
names. First lady. Okay. You guys weren't dating. You guys weren't going out to date. You guys are coming to church, receiving the word and some D. So I don't understand how you would ever think that was okay.
I don't think it was okay.
Jesus made it, he knows.
But I think
did not come down to heaven for this.
I think that pastors, a lot of women in the church are broken.
Right.
And they look to their pastors as their leaders. Some of them don't have men in their lives. And I feel like these men can abuse the power and prey on their vulnerability.
That's so true. Girl, when I tell you the way folks be looking at pastors,
but that's you.
They look at them like they're like a real, and I get that. That's a weakness on their part. But I'm telling you, I said this to a lady one day who was like, "Y'all seen Pastor at the church picnic? He had on some shorts." I was like, "What the hell?"
It's so real.
First lady right there.
You checking for him like
and
that,
she was a loud older lady. I'm like, bring it down.